Now, police say they have arrested a suspect in the city's first homicide of 2019. Plus, we'll take you under the big top into the traveling circus making its way through Madison. And a Michigan man is biking across the country with an important message.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 10. I'm Amanda Quintana. New tonight, Madison police say they have arrested a suspect for the city's first homicide of 2019. 58-year-old Lou Jefferson was taken into custody this morning. Officials say he was booked into the Dane County Jail on a charge of first-degree intentional homicide. Police say he killed 30-year-old Madison resident Amanda Woods. Woods' body was found near the intersection of Clyde Gallagher Avenue and Darbo Drive around 4:20 yesterday morning. The medical examiner says Woods died from, quote, homicidal sharp force-related trauma. Woods' friends told police she was attending a party at an apartment in the area when she left for a while and never returned. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway, who released the news of the arrest before the police department, says credit goes to all the detectives and officers who worked all night long to secure this positive result. Let's turn it over to Dana Fulton with your first alert forecast. Dana, today was a beautiful day and it looks like tomorrow will be too.
Today was just fantastic, and if you didn't get enough sunshine today, the good news, yes, Sunday also looks nice and sunny. Here's the time lapse of our sunset tonight. Not a lot of cloud coverage, very quick little color lapse there, and then right into nighttime. Our Doppler track's been nice and quiet. That's the good news. We don't have any rain, of course, barely even a cloud in the sky right now. Temps are close to 60 in Madison, in the upper 50s around Lone Rock, in the mid 60s still for parts of western southern Wisconsin. Compared to this time yesterday, we're in a very similar spot with our temperatures. Our dew points quite comfortable right now in the 50s. Now, overnight, we are going to drop quite a bit with that mostly clear sky. We'll start the day off in the mid 50s and then warming right back on up for tomorrow afternoon with a lot of sunshine. Now, we do have a chance for rain as we get into the start of the work week. We'll take a look at that full forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Dana. More local news now. Police are still looking for information on the person who fired shots near Seminole Highway and the Beltline last night. Officials say a man was being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Officers at the scene told our crew a car in the parking lot of Rocky's Liquor was hit by gunfire that appeared to be shot from the other side of the Beltline. It's unclear whether the 20-year-old victim was in that car at the time. A man is in jail tonight after police found and arrested him for being involved in a stabbing at James Madison Park on Thursday. 51-year-old Alonzo Washington was arrested on a charge of substantial battery. Police say they were sent to the 500 block of East Gorham Street just after 5 o'clock for reported stabbing. The 44-year-old victim suffered a non-life-threatening wound and was taken to the hospital. Madison police arrested two men, one who was found urinating in a UW parking garage and had drugs and a gun in his car early this morning. According to Chief Koval's blog, officers saw the 26-year-old man urinating in the garage shortly before 1 o'clock. Police say they found out he had a warrant for his arrest, and they found drugs, a gun, and a large amount of cash in his car. Both the 29-year-old driver and 26-year-old man were arrested and taken to jail. The Venardo Circus is in town, bringing incredible acts to Madison. But as Gabriela Becerra shares, there's one thing that this circus does not have. Gabby?
The Venardo Circus tent can be seen from the Beltline, and they have everything you would expect to see inside, from cotton candy to acrobatic performers. But what you won't find are elephants and any exotic animals at this circus. Inside the red and white striped tent and underneath the lights.
A long time ago, I actually dreamed that I would meet you here.
Ringmaster Kevin Venardos brings that dream to life.
All I had was a dream, not a plan or a scheme, just a vision for something out of sight.
A dream to create his own American circus. But there's one thing that separates his circus from most others.
I believe you can make an amazing circus that happens to have no animals.
A circus with no animals and built around a performance.
This is just sort of the style of circus that I love, that I wanted to do. I love the singing and dancing, I love the storytelling, and the fact that we didn't have any animals was in the first measure not a political statement.
Venardos previously worked alongside animals in the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey circus. He says the difference between the shows are simply one has animals and the other doesn't.
There are two camps of for and against. Even some of my own peers in the circus industry think that I'm turning my back on the circus, when I couldn't disagree more.
And instead of a big arena, the tent is smaller, making the show more of an experience.
The intimacy here is, in fact, one of the things that people talk about the most. I love being so close to the aerialist or those amazing acrobats. Literally, the people who are checking you in here, taking your ticket or ushering you to your seat, they're the performers in the show.
Madison attendees would agree with that.
I really feel like I'm having like an experience with them. I can feel like they can like hear me. So that's kind of awesome to see them like just so close.
Venardo says he is proud his circus isn't afraid to be different.
I personally believe that this is the future of the American circus, and I want to be a part of the future of the American circus.
Venardo Circus will be in the Westtown Mall parking lot until September 2nd, so Madisonians still have a chance to check it out.
All right, looks like fun. Thank you so much, Gabby. A Michigan man is biking across the nation to raise awareness on gun violence and offer people a conversation that could save lives. Scott Haidt has biked almost 3,000 miles, and after arriving in Madison, he's got 320 to go. His bike shows the link to his website, waitone.org, which offers a phone number to call for anyone considering using firearms to harm another person. Haidt says it's important to have someone to talk to in the moments leading up to a possible shooting.
If you want to call, talk about what's going on that's motivated you to use a firearm to harm other people. Things change, and people need to understand that they can work through whatever's happening.
Haidt carries 3 phones with him that are linked to the website's number so that he can always pick up the phone. Anyone who calls may remain anonymous. Around the state, without the help of 2 Good Samaritans, a man may have drowned last night at the South Milwaukee nightclub. 6 minutes passed between the time a 911 call was made and when the man was pulled out of the water. In that time, the South Milwaukee police chief says the extraordinary actions of 2 bystanders helped save the man's life.
Incredible that they are, hearing the splash, hearing the commotion, that they were able to recognize that something wasn't right. Had that not happened, chances are extremely good that the outcome would have been significantly different this morning.
The man had fallen in when he was trying to get into a boat, but slipped and hit his head. 2 men on that yacht who hadn't seen the fall heard what happened, and they kept him afloat. First responders arrived, and together they pulled the man out who wasn't breathing. The fire chief says a pulse returned after CPR, and he was taken to the hospital. Residents in La Crosse woke up Friday morning to find some disturbing propaganda posted around their neighborhood. Stickers promoting the Patriot Front, a white nationalist group, popped up around the south side of the city. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, the group broke off from the neo-Nazi group Vanguard America in the aftermath of the deadly Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville. They believe anyone who's not of European descent cannot be American and are known to chant blood and soil during protests, a reference to Nazism. Neighbors say they're disturbed these flyers were put up in their neighborhood.
We need to tell people about it, and we need to make sure that it's known and that people like that aren't allowed to do that in our community. Not what this neighborhood's about. It's not what La Crosse is about, or Wisconsin in general.
A local bar checked their security cameras to see if they could tell who put them up, but they haven't had any luck. La Crosse police say putting up the stickers would be considered vandalism. Tensions are high at the G7 summit in France, the annual gathering of the world's richest democracies. But underneath the smiles and handshakes are concerns about the teetering global economy, as well as President Trump's escalating trade war with China. Ben Tracy has more from France.
The official welcome looked friendly enough, but it doesn't disguise the deep divisions between the U.S. and its allies over everything from trade and climate change to Iran's nuclear program.
Every once in a while we go at it just a little bit, not very much.
On Saturday, President Trump had lunch with his host, French President Emmanuel Macron. On Friday, Mr. Trump railed against France's plan to tax U.S. technology giants such as Google and Facebook.
And if they do that, we'll be taxing their wine or doing something else. We'll be taxing their wine like they've never seen before.
But it's the trade war with China that's rattling investors and American consumers, who are already paying hundreds of dollars more for Chinese-made products. On Friday, after Beijing announced retaliatory tariffs on $75 billion worth of U.S. goods, President Trump hit back, increasing tariffs on $550 billion worth of Chinese goods. Via tweet, the president then ordered American companies to start looking for alternatives to China, even though it's unlikely he could legally carry through on that order.
I have the absolute right to do that. We'll see how that goes, but I have the absolute right.
Here in France, President Macron is trying to avoid last year's G7 disaster, when Mr. Trump refused to sign the joint agreement at the end. This photo of an isolated American president summed up what's now known as the G6 plus one. Macron says he won't even bother with a joint communiqué this year, calling it a pointless exercise.
This year's G7 will be the first in its 44-year history to end without any sort of joint agreement. Trump has called for a special meeting tomorrow about the global economy, where he plans to contrast what he sees as a booming U.S. economy with those struggling in Europe. Still ahead on News 3 Now at 10, how a new festival in Madison is encouraging artists to turn city walls into works of art. Welcome back. Dozens of local artists took to the streets today, transforming parts of Madison and Monona into works of art. Our Keely Arthur explains how.
When we think of buildings in our area, the colors that come to mind are often gray, brown, and black. But because of a local event happening today, you're going to see something much more vibrant along Monona Drive, Atwood Ave, and Cottage Grove Road.
I mean, we have everything from graffiti to actual muralists to sign painters. I mean, it's going to be really anything and everything, abstract stuff.
More than 80 artists from around the nation and right here locally are painting in different locations in our area. It's all for the first art fest of its kind in Dane County, Momentum Urban Arts Festival. It's created by James Gubens. He's the owner of local art store Momentum Art Tech and came up with this whole idea.
I wanted to do this because I wanted to bring the culture I was part of as a child, you know, that wasn't recognized that well, forward into like more of the public eye. Obviously, we don't have a lot of it here in Madison, so I just thought it was about time.
20 to 30 walls, storefronts, and trash cans on the east side of Madison and Monona got an artsy facelift today after business and property owners gave their permission, plus full creative control to the artists to do the revamp. While this type of art is often associated with vandalism, the creator of the event says it would be a crime not to do this.
I would say come down and check out what we have going on if you don't like it. That's the sort of people we want down here to change their minds.
The event ends today and all the artists will head out, but the art is here to stay. For more details on where you can find it, you can head to our website, channel3000.com. In Monona, Keely Arthur, News 3 Now.
Business owners say the art actually helps their bottom line because it piques interest and helps draw customers in. Orton Park Festival is back in Madison this year for its 54th year. The four-day event on Madison's east side is known for its local and nationally touring bands, as well as food, art, and an auction. But as a neighborhood association board member says, the festival has changed quite a bit over the past 5 decades.
Started out as a bunch of neighbors getting together, sharing food in the park, people playing music, and it has grown to what it is today.
The Orton Park Festival wraps up tomorrow, starting at 9 in the morning with a jazz brunch. Today, in an effort to unite Chinese Americans with their surrounding communities, the Madison Area Chinese Community Organization celebrated its culture with the people of Dane County. At the first Wisconsin Chinese Culture Day since 2012, performers danced and sang to traditional Chinese music. The organization wants to enrich cultural diversity in Madison and teach second and third generation immigrants about their heritage. MACCO President Connie Lee says she hopes the celebratory day will better inform the Madison community of Chinese culture.
We are part of the community, and we really like to reach out to the other communities and let people understand about our thousands of years of fabulous culture heritage.
For anyone interested in learning more about Chinese culture, Lee says the Chinese Community Organization is always willing to share more about their traditions. Let's get a look at your first alert weather with Dana Fulton. So many fun summer events and such a nice day for them.
Oh, such a fantastic day. And of course, a lot of events continuing tomorrow. And tomorrow also looks really pleasant outside. Our Doppler track is quiet still. Overall, a really nice evening. Temperature-wise, outside, we're in a great spot right now, sitting close to 60 degrees in Madison. Our dew point's near 50 for us, so it is very comfortable. A breeze coming from the east-southeast, so that shift in direction, helping a little warmer air move in. So tomorrow might be just a little warmer, but still very seasonal and still nice and sunny. High pressure is keeping most of the northern Midwest nice and quiet for the last few days, but as it shifts further east, we get that shift in our wind direction. Still quiet tomorrow, but our next system is going to steadily approach. We're looking at that cold front getting closer to us by Monday, so scattered showers and thunderstorms start to pick up on Monday. A few may linger into early on Tuesday, but behind that cold front, we fall into a nice pattern yet again for the middle and end of the work week. Overnight, skies will stay mostly clear. We're going to be very comfortable to start off the day tomorrow, and then through the afternoon, a little more cloud coverage increasing, so it will become partly sunny by Sunday afternoon. Later on for Monday morning, the shower chances start to pick on up. We might have a few showers early in the day, but most of the rainfall is coming through in the afternoon and evening as that cold front passes. We could see some stronger storms mixed on in there and heavier rain at times, but behind that main line of rain, things clear up pretty quickly. By Tuesday afternoon, we're already mostly sunny. Again, there is going to be the chance to see some stronger thunderstorms. In fact, we're under a marginal risk for Monday afternoon. The concern, of course, some isolated heavy rainfall spots and some stronger wind gusts as that cold front passes through. Thankfully, our ground's pretty dry right now, so flooding not really a concern. especially since we're only expecting to pick up maybe a few tenths of an inch with that front sliding in. Overnight lows will fall through the 60s and the mid 50s for early Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. It'll be just a little warmer outside in the mid to upper 70s for afternoon highs, and then the shower chances building in by Monday. Again, a slight chance early in the morning, and then in the afternoon we have a much better opportunity, and in the evening to see some heavier and stronger thunderstorms slide in for the start of the work week. Overnight we drop quite a bit thanks to that mostly clear sky. Our breeze will stay fairly calm, not picking up too much, about 5 to 10 miles per hour from the east-southeast. Very comfortable start, and then for the afternoon, another delightfully pleasant day. We get to enjoy the sunshine again. That rain chance for Monday is pretty brief because behind that cold front, the high pressure builds right back in and it stays with us for the middle of the week. So those shower chances on Monday, we may have a lingering shower into early Tuesday morning, but by Tuesday afternoon, we're already mostly sunny again. Still in the upper 70s for Tuesday's temperatures, but then we fall back to the mid 70s for the middle and end of the work week. And that's where we stay for the rest of the week and into Labor Day weekend. Right now, Labor Day weekend looks dry for all 3 days. That's great news, of course. We'd like to keep it dry and very comfortable outside. Temperatures will actually be a little bit below average for Saturday and Sunday. And we see just a bit of a warm up there for Labor Day, back to the upper 70s. But this rain chance on Monday shouldn't be too much of a plan ruiner. And then the rest of the week looks really nice.
Now everyone's getting ready for those Labor Day plans. Yes. Weren't sure about it. Now
we can start organizing plans.
Thinking about it.
Yes, we still, it's still, of course, at the edge of that long range forecast. But right now it does seem like things are going to look really good for next weekend.
Some good news. Thank you so much, Dana. Some unexpected news in the NFL tonight. We've got the details on Andrew Luck next in sports.
WISC
Well, certainly an unexpected night in the NFL. During the Bears-Colts game, ESPN reporting that Indianapolis quarterback Andrew Luck was going to announce his retirement at a press conference tomorrow. Well, that presser got moved up to tonight after the news spread on social media. Luck citing constant injuries for his retirement, saying they've taken away from his love for the game. Now, he has most recently been dealing with a leg injury throughout training camp and the preseason. Luck was drafted out of Stanford as the #1 overall pick in 2012, played in 86 games, passed for more than 23,000 yards and 171 touchdowns. He led Indianapolis to the playoffs in his first 3 seasons in the NFL, including back-to-back AFC South titles and the AFC Championship game in 2014. Well, it's been a tumultuous 2019 for Julie Chassin. He was the opening day starter and had high expectations given how well he pitched during the playoffs last year. But it all sort of fell apart from there. He's having one of the worst seasons of his career, followed by a lat injury on July 24th. And now the Brewers have designated him for assignment. In his place, Corey Spangenberg called up from AAA and Ben Gamble optioned down to San Antonio. Meanwhile, the rest of the team in Game 2 against the Diamondbacks scoreless until the 4th inning. Eric Thames, back-to-back nights of home runs, and it's 1-0 Brewers up first. Next up, Trent Grisham. Let's make that back-to-back home runs in this game for the Brewers. 2-0 Brewers now. Fast forward to the 7th inning then. Keston Hiura at the plate. He drops one down in no man's land, scoring Lorenzo Cain and Christian Yelich. Brewers take Game 2 4-0. They are 3.5 games behind the Cardinals. Zach Davies will start the series finale tomorrow. Well, it is officially game week. The Badgers have today off. It'll be the last Saturday they have off before they kick off their season this Friday against South Florida in Tampa. Now, it definitely hasn't been a quiet week leading up to now. Wide receiver Quintez Cephas made eligible to play in games yesterday. He rejoined the team on Monday. But even with Cephas, first game of the season always a little tricky for people to prepare for because especially against a non-conference opponent. But head coach Paul Chris ready to slide and change things up if needed.
I think it helps you a little bit in camp. You're trying to do a lot of things to get ready for the season. And so you end up doing a number of different things. So you then have the ability to maybe pull when you're talking about an in-game adjustment, or maybe you're working on it and just, okay, if this were to happen, then we need to go to this. But there's no doubt that you'll be adjusting a little bit.
And finally tonight, weather delay at the 3rd round of the PGA Tour Championship at East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta. NBC Sports reporting that lightning hit a tree near the 16th tee and debris that fell injured 6 spectators. Now, none of their injuries were thankfully life-threatening. After that, though, play was suspended for the rest of the day. Back to Andrew Luck, though. He just spoke, after the Colts game tonight, and he was just so emotional. Obviously this is an emotional thing for him. It was kind of sad, though, like as he was coming off the field, fans were booing him and stuff like that, So, I mean, this is obviously a decision that he made for himself, for his family. Kind of following the trend. He's only 29 years old. Rob Gronkowski, Patriots tight end, also retired at 29. Starting to get early and earlier for a lot of these guys in the NFL.
And he said he made the decision mentally.
Yeah.
It's for his mental strength.
Yeah, exactly. Based on, his physical and mental health, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll be right back. Dogs from Stoughton made a splash at Troll Beach today in an effort to raise funds for the Stoughton Police Department's K-9 unit. The station charged people $10 per dog for access to the beach. Stoughton's K-9 unit consists of K-9 Oli.
Oli's a dual-purpose canine, so that means he helps us with narcotics detection, tracking, and apprehension. So he works alongside me, obviously, every day, and he's just, he's basically another member of our department.
All funds are donated to helping support Oli and the dogs that will be trained after his retirement. So cute. Such a perfect day to bring the dog out.
Such a good dog day outside. I could say the dog days of summer are certainly over. Temperatures are going to stay in the 70s, even with a little bit of a warm up tomorrow and for showers on Monday. Then looking ahead through the rest of the weekend into Labor Day weekend, we'll stay dry and pretty comfortable outside.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night.